Welcome back everybody to another episode in our F1 Manager 22 career mode, role-playing as the boss of AlphaTauri. We got the Austrian Grand Prix up today after a pretty successful British Grand Prix last time out. And it's going to be a rather quiet lead up to the Austrian Grand Prix. We don't have many things going on. Our scouts may be ready before we go, but other than that, there is not a whole lot going on. So I will get to the track and I'll let you know who we're scouting.
The battle is surely going to rage this weekend. Welcome to the Green Hills of Austria. The Red Bull Ring hosted its first Grand Prix in 2014, and it's been spectacular ever since. The Red Bull Ring is one hungry beast of a power track. Drivers face a steep climb up to turn 3 and a fast ride downhill through wide corners and straights thereafter. There's plenty of opportunity to overtake here, especially with the help of 3 DRS zones. We're about halfway through the season now, and there's still plenty of time for everything to change. All eyes are on the teams and how they tackle the rest of the year. Stay right here, because we're just getting started.
Welcome to Austria, everybody. Going to be a wet weekend, as you can see. Light rain on Friday and Saturday, and then moderate rain for the race itself on Sunday. Our scouts were ready, so I did go ahead and put them out again. We are scouting 3 drivers, Fernando Alonso, Zhou Guanyu, and Jack Doohan. And we are also scouting Alpine's technical chief, Matt Harmon. He is 1 overall higher than our guy, 79 versus a 78, but he's also 3 years younger, so I figured, well, we may as well scout him and see what happens. We also had a couple of development points for both our aerodynamicist and our technical chief, which we put in to chassis and high downforce. Not much else to it, really. I know the last few episodes have been longer than I would like, so maybe instead of a roundup after each practice session, I'll just do all 3 of them and do a big roundup at the end of it. I might do that. I'll show any crashes and spins and things like that, but I think I won't do a roundup after each practice session. Just try and save a little bit of time for the video. Alright, we're all ready for practice. For the first practice session, we're going to run Liam Lawson in instead of Pierre Gasly, just to get him a bit more experience. And obviously Pierre will go in for FP2 and the rest of the weekend. I'll see you after practice is done.
We've just had a spin. Let's take a closer look. Watch this. There's Leclerc. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. The car's just gone. There's been a crash. Sounds like a single car. We can take a look now. So let's look at this. There's Sergio Perez. Oh, a nasty crash there. The team are really disappointed with that. Let's hope it doesn't set them back too badly. And that's the lockup! Here's the replay. Now let's look at this. The focus on Tsunoda. They've locked up, but that could have been much worse. I think there's been a lockup. Let's see what happened there. Now look at this. It was the AlphaTauri driver involved. Well, they've lost it. They've locked up. Oh, there's a spin! We can take a look now. Now let's look. We're watching Nicholas Latifi. And this, yes, this is where they spun out. Was that a lockup on the track? Let's take a look at the replay. Now look at this. It was the AlphaTauri driver involved. Just a bit too heavy on the brakes, and they've locked up. Someone spun out. Let's have a look. Taking a look again, it involves Sebastian Vettel. They spun the car. Who's that just crashed? Let's see what happened there. Daniel Ricciardo involved here. Goodness me, that is a serious collision. Today, we see the culmination of the team's practice efforts translate to the all-important qualifying session. Whoever said every second counts clearly hadn't revelled in the sport of Formula One, where grid positions can be decided by thousandths of a second. The drivers competing today are amongst the finest in the world, but the margins are even finer. And as you can probably guess, there is no margin for error. Strap yourselves in. This is Formula One. Sounds like we've had a spin. Let's take a closer look. Now have a watch of this. Looks like Ocon. And there it is.
I made a big fast spot. I gotta cool down.
Let's take a look at the replay. Now look at this. It was the AlphaTauri driver involved. Goodness me, that is a serious collision. The team are really disappointed with that. Let's hope it doesn't set them back too badly. Oh, we've had a spin. We can take a look now. Let's have a look here. This was the Aston Martin. What a spinner!
So that's a wrap on the practice sessions. Rather incident-filled. We had a pretty big crash for Sergio Perez in practice 1, single car incident. And then in practice 3, we had a incident between Tsunoda and Ricciardo. And as you can see, Yuki's picked up a penalty for that. So we might give him some fresh components since he's going to be starting further back than where he actually qualified. Pierre had a really good day in practice 2 and practice 3. He's topped the times both sessions. Liam Lawson was in the car for practice 1 and did pretty good. So all in all, I'm pretty happy. Setup wise, we've got Pierre maxed out at 100% and Yuki is at 99. So I'm very happy with the car setup for those two, and we will see how qualifying goes. So this is the first time we've seen this screen in our playthrough, and as it confirms there, Yuki Tsunoda has a grid penalty. It's only a 3-place penalty though, so that's not as bad as I was thinking. Okay, end of qualifying 1, and we managed to get through just on the 1 run. Yuki did get blocked by Mick Schumacher on his run, but I didn't choose to go back out again because he had about half a second to safety, and I didn't think any of the drivers below him would be able to improve enough to knock him out, and we were right. So the 5 missing out on progressing into qualifying 2, you got the 2 Williams, the 2 Aston Martins, and Daniel Ricciardo this time. It's a bit unlucky there for Yuki. We got caught on traffic again on his first run. Second run, he got a clean lap in and just couldn't find enough time. He needed, I think, about another 1/10 of a second. Yeah, 1/10 of a second would have been in front of Ocon. So he'll start P15 for the race, unless Magnussen's penalty is bigger, in which case then he might start 14th. Ferrari 1-2, followed by the Red Bulls again, with Lewis, Pierre, and Fernando, all roughly the same. That's a pretty good lap by Lewis, actually. He's only, what, 300ths behind Perez? So maybe this weekend could see a bit of a shake-up with the top 3, potentially. The Ferraris still look better than anything else out there, but we'll see if anyone can topple them after Q3. So your top 10 look like that. The 2 Ferraris once again lead the way. 2 Red Bulls on row 2, Lewis and Pierre share row 3, Fernando and Esteban, the 2 Alpines, on row 4. Magnussen qualifies 9th but has a penalty, so I'm presuming that means George will be promoted up to 9th with Bottas in 10th, and Kevin will probably drop back to 11th, I guess, with Lando starting 12th, Guan Yu 13th, Yuki 14th maybe, and then Mick back in 15th. Then you got Albon, Ricciardo, Vettel, Latifi, and Stroll. That's what I'm guessing the grid will be, but we'll find out when we start the race. Pretty good lap for Pierre. He did that time on his first run on used tyres. I think he got a bit of a draft from Perez in front of him, who had just come out of the pits. So he was able to get a big tow down that first straight after the turn 1, and that helped him. But he did the exact same time pretty much in all 3 sessions. Only found 300ths. Not quite as consistent as Lewis there, and I just noticed that. 2,000ths across the board. That's impressive. Not going to lie, that's very impressive.
Race day has arrived and the time has come for these drivers to fight it out wheel to wheel.
AlphaTauri did rather well in qualifying. Let's see if they can manage to achieve a strong start for the race itself. We saw a reasonable push from Mercedes in qualifying, and they'll have plenty of opportunities here to achieve a great result. And the clouds today look very ominous, which means that teams may have to contend with rain at some point during the race.
And this is the moment where it all comes together, so prepare for another thrilling race, here at the Austrian Grand Prix.
So we're in our strategy screen right now, and you can see it's going to rain about lap 32, 33. So we're going to have to make sure that our tyres can make it to then. We're going to start on the mediums, and if we are really aggressive, they're going to last till about lap 23. But we're only really aggressive at the start, and then we can sort of tone it down a bit. We have overfilled by a couple laps. We're going to have basically, I think, 4 kilos of fuel more. That seemed to work out pretty good for us last time out in Silverstone. We were able to push the entire way really with the engine and keep up with the front runners. So we'll see if we can replicate that around Austria.
It's a bit of a cloudy day for the race, but the atmosphere as ever is electric. There we have Pierre Gasly. They might not be in the top 3 spots, but things could change fast once the race gets underway. The second AlphaTauri driver there. They're in the back half of the pack, so they'll need to work hard if they want a podium finish. The race start is mere seconds away. The crowd are ready, the cars are ready. It's the Austrian Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go.
Thanks, Crofty. Let's pause it and we'll see what tyres everybody's on, shall we? So everyone is on either mediums or hards. Most appear to have opted for the hards, which is an interesting one, but we will keep going and see how the first few laps progress. Go back to interval, I think. He's up the inside of Lewis. Good start for Pierre there.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, very good.
Having a look at Sergio as well.
AlphaTauri gained a place.
Yuki's up to P12 as well, so he's gained a couple spots. I'm going to go back on this, I think, for now. We'll go back on neutral.
So we need to back off. Okay.
Need to drop the base. Yeah.
I think Verstappen just went real wide then.
We've just had a car run wide. Let's have a look. Now here we see Max Verstappen. They
did.
go wide, right off the racing line.
Lucky he didn't get collected by anyone. Oh, Yuki went wide then.
You can use the ice.
Here's the replay. Now Now look at this. It was the Alpha Tauri driver involved. Well, I don't know what they were thinking there. They're completely off the racing line.
Did what Max did.
That sounds like someone's gone wide there. Let's take a look at the replay. Now have a watch of this. Looks like Ocon. They're way off the racing line there. That isn't good.
Yeah, Ocon just bunched everyone up there. So we're going to go back on the tyres a little bit more. See if we can save them a bit.
It's a collision. Let's see what happened there.
Ricciardo and Latifi. Meanwhile, Pierre's having a go at Charles here for the race lead. They're all kicking off. I think we might have led that lap. But we've got to get to lap 33, right? That's when the rain's coming. I'm going to go back on neutral for both of these, I think, for now. Save a little bit of ERS. Save the tyre as well. And we are dragging...
That's a position gained for Alpha Tauri.
Stroll and Latifi along.
I think there's been a
Oh, now we're not. Scratch that. We got a little bit of a break now. Oh, maybe we don't. Stroll just got past us. Albon and Bottas are fighting away.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
Yeah, the two Ferraris have broken away. And we are hanging on to the back of Lewis for P3 currently. Tyres look like they're going to be fine for now.
Alpha Tauri gained a place.
We got 5.5 seconds on Sergio. So if Lewis and Pierre can just keep doing what they're doing,
There's an overtake from Williams.
then I think we'll be pretty good. We got 5.5 seconds between us. Sorry, no we don't. We got 6.5 between us and Albon there. So Yuki hopefully can
Mercedes moved up a place.
close that gap down a little bit. Oh, Pierre ran wide there.
Oh, they've run wide.
That's going to affect him a bit, I think.
Closer look. Now look at this. It was the Alpha Tauri driver involved. They've gone wide. They won't be happy about that.
I think we've cost ourselves DRS from Lewis. So let's see if we can go aggressive and push back into it a bit.
We need to push.
Someone's run wide. Here's the replay. Now here we see Max Verstappen. Oh dear, dear, dear. That's far wider than they would have wanted.
Max again. Not having a good day. Alright, so Sergio should be in DRS range of us now. My hope is that we'll be able to cling to the back of him.
And some drop of rain.
Okay.
Do we pit now? We could react straight away. We're going to be pitting Yuki. What does the weather say for this? Moderate rain. So I think Inters should be okay. Heavy rain up here towards the end of the race. We're definitely pitting Tsunoda this time around. He's further up the road. And I think we'll take the gamble. I think we will pit Pierre now as well. He's got 161 meters to the line. So we're going to go... Yeah, we'll keep it on aggressive on the tyres. So we are in. This might be a touch early. Oh, everyone else is getting ready though. It might have been the perfect time. Fernando's in. We can rejoin in front of these guys, and we have. Okay, we need to push now. Yuki's in. Away goes Yuki. Going up to lap Latifi lets us go. Oh, Lewis lost out big time there. Go back to 4 times. Actually, we'll go 2 times. Everybody is on inters. Yes, they are. Ooh, change to wet. Do we pit again? Bottas is in. What does this reckon it's going to do? It looks like it's going to dry up a bit though. So yeah, it says track condition right now is wet and then it goes back to damp. So I think we'll just brave it out on the inters for now. Lewis is in. What is he going on to? All wets. I genuinely think that's a mistake.
Alonso just pitted.
I know a lot of them will, but I genuinely think that's an error. Because they're going to have to pit again. Yuki's up to P12 now. And there you go, it's back to damp conditions now. Is Lewis still on the wets? Lewis is still on the wets. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense to me. It's just going to be damp for the next 12 minutes, so... we're just going to keep going. We should be able to get home on this set anyway, but I don't think we need to. Yeah, it says wet in 9 minutes. So we're going to get a set of the wet tires ready. Crash apparently. Please let both Ferraris be in that. That'd be a win for us. Looks like the Ferraris are safe. So who crashed?
There's been contact. Here's the replay. Now we see the Williams here.
Ooh.
And there's the hit.
Latifi and Mick Schumacher, I believe. There's Albon letting us go. Yuki is right on Lando now.
Who's that just crashed? Let's take a closer look. We're just watching the Red Bull.
Max has not had a good day. It says it's currently moderate rain. And it's going to stay damp for a couple of minutes. And then get real wet. So I'm going to take the gamble. We're taking the gamble. We're going to box our guys now. This will either be a hero move or a zero move. We go back to aggressive and balanced. Save some of our fuel.
And box.
In comes Pierre. A whole bunch of other guys are in as well. Oh, we got held. Sorry, Yuki. No, it's starting to dry up. We're going to stay out on the wets though. We just need to suffer through this phase. And then I think it'll be alright. No, it's not. It's just gonna go to damp. Okay, well we're gonna box Yuki. He can go on inters, and we'll box Pierre this time around. We just missed that lap. That's okay. We should be okay. I think, yeah, Perez is 38 seconds behind. We're going to go, I think, full beans on the wets. I really thought the wets were going to be the right choice there. We probably could have braved it out, but I think we should be able to stay in front of Sergio. And being on the correct tyre will be more beneficial to us, I guess. Not really drying very quickly though, is it? I think we're just going to brave it out. So we need Yuki to get up to around 5 seconds behind K-Mag, I think. And he has because K-Mag had to let Sergio go. Yeah, we're not pitting on the last lap. We're just going to keep going on the inters. Science keeps going. Starts his last lap. Back-to-back wins. And he is making a run at the championship. We are coming up to lap George Russell. He's on wets. Oh my lord. We're going to have to push again because we don't want to fall out of 5 second range of Kevin in case he does have that penalty.
And Sainz crosses the line first. He's taken the win. Here's the replay. There we go. It's a win for Sainz.
A result like that absolutely speaks to all the hard work they put into their career. Just phenomenal.
He's gonna do it. Gonna be P3. What a race. And he's right on K-Mag now. He doesn't need to go for the dive though. If Magnussen's got the penalty, then he'll automatically get P8 anyway.
Check the flag, Yuki.
So we'll see if he indeed has that
Good
penalty.
effort. Good effort. Stop it.
Well, this weekend, Pierre Gasly flew us to the stars. This podium is a brilliant reward for everyone's hard work over the weekend. The Frenchman was in sublime form today, fully deserving of his podium finish here. A lovely occasion as we see all three drivers clearly relishing their moments on the podium. This was well deserved for AlphaTauri. A solid weekend of racing.
Not bad at all. The team in the pit will be happy with that.
And after this result, the team is fourth in the constructors' standings.
As we reach mid-season, the battle will pick up again in the Côte d'Azur. Join us in the south of France at the circuit Paul Ricard.
What a race, eh? The Sainz leads home a Ferrari 1-2. Pierre Gasly gets our first ever podium in this series. So absolutely fantastic day for us. Sergio Perez gets P4, Ocon 5th. Managed to get around Lewis at the end there. He finishes 6th, Alonso in 7th. Tsunoda beat out Magnussen because Kevin got that penalty. Stroll gets the final point and makes up 10 places. He started plumb last on the grid. What a day for Aston Martin. Leclerc gets the extra point for fastest lap as well. What do we got? No one actually retired in that race, which is amazing given all the crashes that they had. Norris just misses out on points for McLaren. Russell, another poor day for him in the Mercedes there back in 12th. Albon looked good for points. He was up battling it out with Yuki, and I guess somewhere along the line he dropped like a stone. P13 is still a real good result for him, but with Stroll getting that point, Williams are going to be in a bit of strife, I think, trying to claw that back. Bottas, a terrible day for Alfa Romeo there in 14th. Vettel in 15th, Verstappen in 16th. Had multiple issues today. He had a crash, he had a couple instances where he ran wide, I think he spun as well. Not a great day for the reigning champ. Guan Yu finishes 17th, so overall a dismal day for Alfa Romeo. Latifi finishes P18 in the other Williams, Schumacher behind him in 19th, and then Daniel Ricciardo rounds out the field back in 20th, 3 laps down. Mirroring real life, I guess, languishing behind Lando. Drivers' Championship, I guess Sainz would have closed the gap a bit, eh? Yeah, he's now 21 points behind. Another couple races like this and he's going to be right there. The fight looks to be between the two Ferrari drivers. We jump past Lewis by 1 point, and Yuki, he still stays P11 even though he gains 4 points. Constructors' Championship, actually hang on, back to the drivers. Stroll now gets on the board, so we've only got 4 guys who haven't scored points now. Both Williams, Vettel and Mick Schumacher. Now we can do the constructors. Ferrari absolutely running away with it. We close the gap quite a lot to Mercedes, now 16 points. Is third place no longer a pipe dream? I still think it is. I think Mercedes will be able to upgrade their car further because we probably won't be. We'll be focusing on research for the 2023 car, so our upgrades are pretty much done. We still got to fend off Alpine. We only gained 3 points on them, but we do have 35 total over them. So I think the battle, I think that we might be able to cross Alfa Romeo off the fight for 4th now. They've had back-to-back pretty poor races, whereas both us and Alpine have been really good the last couple races. So I think the fight's going to be with the French team there for who finishes behind the big 3. Our finances, we would have gained 3.6 mil, but of course we have to pay out 900,000 of that because our drivers did really well again. So we only gained 2.7 mil, but we're still gaining money, which is the important thing. And if Pierre keeps doing what he's doing, he might want a big fat pay rise when we renegotiate his contract. We'll have to wait and see on that. I definitely do want to keep him for next season though. There are lots of upgrades there, the rear wing, the chassis and the helipad. We also have the new regulations proposed for next year. See what that is about, shall we? With the regulation vote for sporting changes, let's have a look at what we are going to be voting on. They want to introduce a bonus point for getting pole position. Do we think that is a good idea or not? And they're also changing the scoring system back to the old top 6 only. I'm going to vote against that, because I like how it currently is. Yeah, I'm going to vote against that one. We also have an F1 in Schools invitation. Good morning, Dario. Our annual Aramco F1 in Schools World Finals is starting, with the aim to spread awareness about careers in science and engineering through the magnetic appeal of F1. We know it's a busy time on your end, but events like this are a fantastic opportunity to inspire the next generation of engineering talent in the sport. Your staff could make a real difference. Yeah, I think staff experience gain is paused for 7 days, but yeah, I'll accept that. I think that's a pretty good initiative. The helipad is completed. We get a little bit more money from our sponsors. Team attractiveness goes up. We have to pay an extra $6,000 for the monthly upkeep, but so be it. The board is still real happy with us. Engine cooling can be a bit better, and the defending performance of Yuki Tsunoda could be improved. Well, we can do something about that right now, so let's give him a bonus point on defending. There you go, Yuki. More chassis, more rear wings are done. So in the next episode we will start building a few more items. Keep our supplies, I think, keep a good number in stock, given that, well, Pierre had a bit of an off, didn't he, in FP3? No, it was Yuki that had a bit of an off, right? One of them had an off and needed to replace the front wing, and also had under tray damage. But we'll worry about that next time. A great day, a great race for the AlphaTauri team. Dario's first podium as the boss, so onwards and upwards. We've got the French Grand Prix up in 11 days, so I will catch you then. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Have an awesome day, like, subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.